This is the 2012 Toyota Camry Hybrid. Let's take a look. Let's take a walk around the Camry. Up front we have a more expressive nose, but you can see from the side profile that Toyota is trying very hard not to alienate existing Camry customers. We do have a slightly more interesting rear end here than the previous model, with all new lights and a decent sized trunk, which we'll take a look inside now. We are inside the trunk of the Camry Hybrid, and as you can see there is a cargo pass-through here, although it's really only good for small, narrow items. We were able, however, to fit two 10-foot area rugs inside the car, but only bendable items will really fit. Over here on the other side, you can see we have a roller bag in here, and this is the largest size roller bag that you can carry on a domestic flight. That fits there quite nicely. You can see that access to the trunk is fairly good. And this is a trunk that is larger than both the Fusion or the Sonata hybrids. So under the hood, things may look very similar to last year's model, but there are some important differences. First off, this engine's actually gotten larger. It's now a 2.5-liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder engine instead of 2.4 like last year. There have also been some revisions to the hybrid drivetrain and hybrid electronics, moving the majority of the hybrid electronics under the hood here, which results in a larger trunk than last year's model. This system's good for 200 horsepower, up from 187 horsepower last year, and some of that's due to the removal of all the belt-driven accessories on this engine. So this engine has no belt-driven accessories, we're told by Toyota, and that includes the water pump. So as you can see, legroom in the rear of the Toyota Camry Hybrid actually really isn't half bad. This seat's adjusted for a 6-foot forward passenger that I had in the vehicle earlier. As you can see, I'm 6 feet tall and I have several inches of legroom left. Now this is a definite improvement on last year's model, but it's a little bit of shape trickery in a way. These front seats are actually shaped differently than last year's car. Even though the car's dimensions itself have not actually changed in terms of wheelbase and length, there really is the illusion of more room on the inside. Thanks to shallower doors, which allow a little bit more hip and shoulder room, and these, again, scalloped seats. We also have a redesigned center console, which makes sitting in the center position considerably more comfortable than last year's, although I still wouldn't do this for very long. This rear bench seat isn't heated in the Camry Hybrid like it is in the Optima and the Sonata hybrids. We do, however, get a nice padded center armrest here with integrated cup holders. We get several cup holders, juice box holders, and whatever the heck that is here in the door. And the seats are fairly comfortable for long car trips in the rear. The interior of the 2012 Camry sports the latest trend in automotive interiors, which is this faux stitched dash look here. This is just a regular soft touch molded dash. It's then had a sewing machine run across to give you this stitching, giving it the illusion of multiple pieces put together. It really does actually dress up the interior a great deal compared to last year's model. As you can see, our Camry Hybrid has a considerably updated center console versus last year. We have this new JBL Green Edge Entune infotainment navigation system here, and right now we're showing the Entune apps. We have Bing, iHeartRadio, MovieTickets.com, OpenTable, Pandora, and access to previously used destinations. Now with Bing, you can search for things on the internet using this app, and then you can navigate to them or call them using the system as well. The one nice thing, and unlike BMW's system, is you can actually access these apps right on your smartphone as well. So if you want to look up Bing things, find cheap gas stations, iHeartRadio, things like that, you can do that right on your phone as well before you even get in the car to get ready. We have access to our usual assortment of hybrid graphics here, fuel consumption displays. We have our mapping system here. The mapping is very similar to all the other Toyota Lexus products. The map really doesn't look as pretty as some of the more modern nav systems like BMW's iDrive, but in this segment it's essentially fairly competitive. On the media button here, we have access to our iPod with full iPod control, Bluetooth audio. We also have access to our apps via Entune here. Again, the application has to be running on your smartphone in order to stream audio that way. We have satellite radio and, of course, AM/FM radio. The sound quality is fairly good on this system, and I have to say, coming out of a Jaguar XKRS last week, I actually prefer the sound in this system. Performance is definitely improved in this Camry, and that's not due just to the 13 horsepower improvement, but also to a 200-pound weight loss in this model versus last year's model. That's also helped the fuel economy, coming up from a combined 33 miles per gallon to 41 in this model. So of course, let's be honest, driving excitement is not what the Toyota Camry Hybrid's all about. What it is about is 40 miles per gallon average, 40 miles per gallon city, 38 highway according to the EPA. Honest to goodness seating for 5. You can definitely fit 2 child seats in the back there. And luggage capacity for easily 3 or 4 people going for a weekend away somewhere. All for, as Armand Rooney indicates here, $34,600. That's what the hybrid Camry is all about. For news, reviews, and more, check out thetruthaboutcars.com.